Hey guys, it's the Big Geordie Geek here, and something I get compliments on a lot when I play with my Orc army is actually their skin tone, because it's not a single tone, it's a variation of tone, it's very multi-tonal, lots of different colours. It's actually based on a mini wargaming video, but it's coming out to 15 years old, so I thought and there's been a lot of changes to the way Citadel Paint works since then, and what's on offer, so I thought I'd do a version of what I do now. I'll link to their original video in the comments because it's excellent, but as getting a little bit long in the tooth, and many of the paints it mentions no longer in production, so I thought I would show you so let's have a look at my Orc, some of my Orcs. Okay, so here is some of my Orc horde. As you can see, not the skin colour isn't uniform, but it still looks orky. So here we got an Orc boy from a few years ago, very light, dry brushed look to him there. Then we have a big mech with shock attack gun, very dark skin there, but as you can see, lighter grots on the bottom. Then we've got a war boss, again light, similar to the other one, but a bit darker. We've got a more traditional orc looking model there, and where we're going to pick another one here, brown one. Yeah, but he looks orky, but he's brown, but it looks like an orc. And then we've got another brownish one here, more yellowy brown. Again, he looks like an orc, even though he is brown, not much green on him at all, and that is the horde that we have. So how do we get from this grey? I like to use a Poundland grey primer spray. I think it gives best bang for buck to pick a random orc here, kind of skin tone that you have on this Storm Boy here. Getting into focus. That Megan painted. Well, it's really easy. So you basically have a bunch of colours that you take from randomly. So we'll start with the dark colours that we have. We've got, just come to make sure you can see it on the screen, Deathcall Drab, Lauren Green, Forest, sorry, Caliban Green, Castellan Green, and Warg Flesh, and these tend to be the dark colours. Now sometimes I will wash them, but usually you can go straight from that to a dry brush. Remember, these are Orcs, unless you do need character models, you don't really need to do too much. So we've got dry brushes here, dry brushes. We've got Nurgling Green, we have Green Camo, we have Strachan Green, Moot Green for your older bright luminous green Orcs, Warboss Green, and Warpstone Glow. So these are excellent dry brushes, and these are fantastic. For the light colours, how I tend to go with those is we've got a bunch of light colours here. So we have Xandri Dust, very dark, very sandy colour. We have Orc Flesh, brand new colour, well, say brand new, 2 years. Talon Sand, Death World Forest, Steel Legion Drab, Death Guard Green, and Elysian Green. And these tend to be the light colours that I'll go with. And with the light colours, I use a variety of washes. So it's just basically pick a random starting colour, pick a random wash or dry brush, and just combine it. So we have here Contrast Plague Bearer's Flesh, Contrast Orc Flesh, Korak Green, which is a nice new shade, Seraphim Sepia, Warp Lightning. I don't use that as much as I normally do. I don't know why. It just seems to not enter the rotation very much. Dark Angels Green. Nuln Oil. Biltang Green. Aphonian Camo Shade. Kandras Green. Reichland Flesh Shade. And some Agrax Earth Shade. And I tend to basically pick a colour, slap it on, let it dry, and then dry brush, wash, dry brush, and there's no harm in mixing up these techniques. So let's paint some of these grey Orcs, get them to a base colour and get some washes and stuff on them, and then we'll see how it goes. And I'll be right back with the magic of editing. Okay, so let's take a look at what the actual results of that work have been. So we'll start, we got 12 Orcs here in total, so we're going to quickly go through them. We have this guy here who was painted with Warg Flesh as a base, then washed with Nuln Oil, and finally given a dry brush of Warpstone Glow. It's more of a traditional dark orky skin colour, and I quite like, that result. Very traditional. Then we're going into the more untraditional. This guy was based with Talon Sand, a couple of, I think 3 thin coats of that, and then he was washed with Beal Tan Green. And again, it just looks orky. It's green, but there's that yellow underneath there, the surface. This guy, however, a bit different. He was painted with Death Guard Green, and then given a wash of Seraphim Sepia. So it's quite cool. Moving on, we got another guy here, a different green. This is Death Core Drab, dry brushed with let's have a look here, Ogring Camo, and yeah, again, it looks more traditional, but still ever so slightly different. Then we've got Castellan Green. This guy here was painted with Castellan Green and then dry brushed with Strachan Green. I'm just grabbing these dry brushes and washes randomly, and it just to create that multi-tonal horde. Here we got a guy. We use a contrast. This is the only one that actually ended up grabbing a pot of contrast for. This guy started off as Death World Forest. He was then washed with Candrus Green. Now the thing with contrast is they make a massive amount of color change. So maybe sometimes you might want to, I don't know, thin them down a bit with some contrast medium. But this is just pure, what was it called again? Carandras Green. And then he was dry brushed with a bit of Ogring Camo. I think that looks quite neat. Sorry, no, Nurgling Green. Then we've got this guy here, who was Elysian Green with Aphonian Camo shade. So again, it's a bit more traditional, I guess, but lighter traditional. Looks cool to me. Then we've got this guy who was Caliban Green and Moot Green. So the old Dark Angels Green and Scorpion Green dry brush. So for that very much second edition sort of look there. Last couple. No, we've got 3 more to go. This one over here I really like this one. It looks so very orky, but there's no green on him at all. It is Steel Legion Drab and Reichland Flesh Shade. So he just looks different, but again, looks like an orc. Looks like an orc, smells like an orc, isn't it? As it goes. This guy here was Ork Flesh. Ork Flesh, fantastic new colour. Well, I said new colour, it's been out a couple of years now, I think. And that was washed with Nuln Oil, so, you know, just gives it a different finish. Not the microphone there, not the best idea. Final one. Got here. See, this is how professional my videos are. Final guy was Zandri Dust and Croak Green. Love, this is a really nice green. So it's just a subtle green over that yellow. And that is the multi-tonal orc horde that we have to show you right now. And there you have it, guys. That's my multi-tonal orcs, and I'll just go grab a couple of these just to show up the camera. I just love that they are so very varied in the way they look. And I think it looks really cool on the battlefield. And that's just me. I got the idea that I didn't want to do just green. I wanted to do different. And I found the mini wargaming video. As I said, link in the comments for that. It's a great video. I think I would love to see them do an updated version of it. But this is what I do now that paints have moved on. But I said there are lots of other colours you can throw in, lots of other shades. There are other shades available on Games Workshop. I mean, I've been thinking about doing green with... where is it? Targor Raid Shade. So I think that might be interesting, just as a one-off. But yeah, so I just think it looks really cool, really very. Anyway, thanks very much. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm really happy with how these turned out. I'll be getting them finished next week when I get back from Stirling. I'm going off to play Horus Heresy for a weekend. These are going to be, I think these are going to be great. I'll show the final product off on Instagram. Maybe I'll try and post it I think you can do community posts on YouTube. I think I can. I don't need to have a subscriber level. But yeah, I think it looks great. Really nice multi-tonal. So like that smash button. Do the normal things, comment, dislike, like, tell me I'm an idiot for doing this. Brilliant. Anyway, thanks very much, and I will catch you all next time. Bye.